Hey sinners, Shannon Sinister here. Wanted to talk about my latest movie review, which is Fear Below. This film is written and directed by Matthew Holmes, an Australian director and producer. I don't really know too many other projects that he has done, but if his work is anything like this film, I'm more than happy to see more of what he can do because overall I really enjoyed this film. So the film revolves around a team of divers who are hired to basically try to obtain a sunken car that's try to salvage it from a nearby river from these three guys that hire them, and they quickly find out that in the river there is a very highly aggressive bull shark. Now, circumstances as they unfold, the team realizes that they are in danger both outside of the water as well as in the water. So it overall makes for a pretty good story. So here are some hits. So the characters in the story really drive this film for overall and a very enjoyable experience. It's a period piece. It's about set in like 1940s, and I feel like as a period piece, they hit all the marks. The costumes were perfect. The maybe not necessarily the lingo for back in the day, but then again, I don't really know much about 1940s Australia. But the costumes were great. There's a certain car that's all the cars are in it, but there's one like specific car that just I don't know. I loved it. It looked just so cool. What it is, I don't know, because I'm not into cars, but it looked cool, trust me. The story also moves along at a really nice pace. You get a lot of good character development here, and especially for the divers, it's a team of three. They're definitely a family. You definitely feel for them as they're going through this hostage situation basically, and you get like a little nuances, like the main owner, his name is Ernie, has a little bit of trouble, is a bit of an alcoholic, and the other two, who are Jimmy and Clara, definitely have like a brother-sister dynamic where they basically help take care of him, and yeah, you just, like I said, you just really feel for them, and it's definitely a great story. On the other end of the spectrum, I kind of admit the gangsters here may be kind of generic. I mean, obviously you have the big leader, who's kind of like the bull or whatever. You have his sidekick basically, who is like the enforcer of moving things along, of what they need to get done. And then you have like a young lad with them basically, who is not so experienced per se, but he does what he can to prove himself and pull his weight. So again, I thought they were pretty generic. I didn't think they were anything, more than, like they're probably not the most like memorable bad guys, if you will. But I still didn't mind their characters, to be honest with you. So I thought they were a good fit as far as like, good guy, bad guy dynamic. So one thing that was also kind of rare that I actually found really interesting is the shark itself. Like it's just like a quick like little sentence, so like you can easily miss it. But they kind of explain. I think it was Clara who kind of explains. Like why is this shark like just so aggressive and coming right after us? And she kind of explains that it's very possible that the shark is pregnant. Now you don't really get this a lot in other shark films. It's usually just the shark is just being a shark and just being mindless and just, eat and, like Pac-Man basically going after its victims, and that's about it. But this one is like, it actually kind of makes sense. Like, like she basically settled in this area to possibly have her babies or nest or, what have you, that bull sharks typically do. And that, they're basically invading her territory per se. So she's probably more aggressive than normal, or she's just really fucking hungry and wants to eat them, which also makes sense as well. So now I'm going to move on to like some things I'm a little bit mixed about. I don't necessarily want to call it misses because I still like enjoyed this aspect of the film, and I'll explain that in a second. But some things that I can see that some viewers may just have a little bit of an issue with. So, again, I just figured I would just throw out some things here. So like I said, it is very much marketed as a shark film. It's absolutely what I thought I was getting myself into. I really chalked it up to like, oh my God, this is going to be Jaws, but as a 1940s Australian bull shark piece. You know, like I just thought the whole thing was very different. And that's kind of what I expected it to be. However, the story itself, like the heist gone wrong and the hostage situation, was definitely a lot more prominent, and the shark was kind of more secondary. Like the shark was like more of like an obstacle to the danger. But these people were probably already in danger the second they get hired by these gangsters, which they didn't know at the time. Obviously, as just more truth unfolded, then they start to realize, oh my God, like, you know, the dangers that they're actually in. So, so the story itself is actually very interesting. And again, the shark is very secondary. Again, the setting is that it's a bull shark in a river, and rivers tend to be pretty murky. You know, obviously they're very muddy, there's constant water moving, so it's very hard to see regardless, which plays a big part in the film when they you know, the divers are looking for the sunken car to retrieve the you know, the stolen objects, basically, if you will, from the vehicle. They, you know, have a hard time finding it. And they obviously have a very hard time seeing the shark. With that being said, the viewers do as well. You know, like you see it quickly and then it's gone, which is probably something very realistic if you are actually sitting in the river. So I would say from a movie making standpoint, this probably very much worked for making the film. I don't know exactly how they pulled off the shark. You know, I'm assuming it was something that they were able to control, like a big, you know, puppet piece or whatnot. But to make up for it, they do have some surface kills, which, you know, which was definitely fun and interesting to try to like kind of make up for everything being underwater. But again, it is very quick, so you actually don't get a lot of the shark, surprisingly. But it's still very effective to help move the story forward. So with that being said, like I said, some viewers might be frustrated because, like I said, it is very much marketed as a shark film. It even could be easily passed as like another generic shark film. You know, if you've seen the cover, it's, you know, shark on bottom, swimmer on top. We've never seen that before, right? Overall, I really enjoyed this film. It's well paced. It's a great story. It's got really good characters that you enjoy. Like the more you get to know them and you care about them, and it just overall made a really good story. Like I said, despite the fact that I was expecting more of the shark element, I was actually pleasantly surprised that I just got a really good story. So I definitely would check this one out. Well, sinners, that's my review on Fear Below. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe, or give me a follow, or whatever it is you kids do nowadays in the social media world. But remember, stay spooky, stay weird, keep the lights on if you're too afraid, and until next time, that's a cut.